look what the Cat brought in, or dragged in, should I say. And I'm not talking about the Cats. I'm talking about the bigger, more authoritative feline, which is the Lions. Oh, gee, the Lions have just absolutely, well, I don't want to say sneaking, but they were way better of a chance than the Cats were on two fronts, right? One, they had an absolutely fantastic display of hunger and desire that I've seen a footy club display, especially when you had Oscar McInerney go out with a popped shoulder. I think it was in the second quarter, I want to say. But it was a fantastic display of how the team could just come together against a formidable and strong, powerful opposition like the Cats. I mean, a lot of people wrote the Cats off this year, but the Cats just keep fronting up week in, week out. Brian Myers was big. So was obviously Stanley, but Stanley had that miss late, which was unfortunate to get it back within 5 points. But it just showed that the Lions across the board, right? You've got Danaher up forward, you've got Hipwood up forward, you got Rayner up forward, you got sometimes Fletcher who comes down back to forward sometimes. You also got who do you got? McCluggage sometimes snags a goal. Will Ashcroft as well. So they've got such a wide variety of scorers, the Lions, and I think that in itself could be a problem, which I'll make a separate video on in the grand final predictions. But look, I didn't rate Brisbane, to be honest, and looking back at some of the predictions that I did make, I didn't really see Lions coming this far. Like, I thought they'd get a prelim, but nothing more than that. So it's funny how the bigger cat prevails, which is the Lions over the Cats. And I just find it interesting that, a lot of people write Fagan off, but he was making some changes which probably went unnoticed. And a lot of that was basically playing more numbers in and around the ball, basically to override the Cats, because the Cats, as we know, don't have the strongest midfield. I mean, they've got the Dangerfield, they've got Tanner Bruin. Sometimes they put Ollie Dempsey around the ball as well. But to have what Chris Fagan did at the Lions and really get Neil and Dunkley and McCluggage to a point, and Zorko just humming, was just fantastic. And you could just see that that's what made the 10-point difference. Not to mention the freakish goal by Kalamarchi and Cam Rayner late in the game, which definitely put them, right at the pecking order to take the game, which they did. And I think that, that's what you want to see from your leaders. Cam Rayner, he was a previous number 1 draft pick, and he's really, I think, matured and learnt probably a lot by the loss. And as a player, a lot of players would say this, that you probably learn more from your failed grand finals, like your losing grand finals, than your winning grand finals. But I think the Lions, if you eliminate Oscar McInerney for a sec, I honestly believe, I saw this in the Giants game, but I honestly believe that the Lions are hungrier for redemption. You got to remember, Sydney Swans, they lost in 2022 against the Geelong Cats, and then last year Lions lost to Magpies in 2023 by a very, very small margin. So I honestly think that this could be primed to be one of the biggest and best grand finals since 2018. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Eagles fan, but I hate to say it, guys, but the last couple of grand finals have been shocking. Just boring. And I'm glad, right? You can say the South Melbourne and the Fitzroy Light Bears, they originate from Melbourne, these two teams, but it is a sign that we are diversifying and that we want a broader spectrum of winning grand finals. 2018 marked the first time that a team outside Victoria had won. And to be honest with you, I haven't really seen an exciting grand final since 2018, but before that, I hadn't seen one that was really close. Obviously, the drawn grand final 2010, the replay was crap, but the 2010 draw was fantastic against the Magpies and Saints. But 05 and 06 to me were my favourites. So, yeah, back to the game. I honestly think that, it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top in the grand final. I'm going to make a separate video to that. But back onto the game, I think that, the grit of the Brisbane Lions was just amazing. And And I hope I'm making sense, because I'm trying to put into words what this means for Fagan. Because in both games that I saw, the GWS Giants and now this game against the Cats, Brisbane really weren't favourites. I mean, they had to go to the Giants' home ground, NG, and they had to do it the hard way, and they came back hard. And then in this game against Geelong, no doubt battered and bruised and just probably exhausted from the last game, coming up against a strong Cats side at the MCG with, Cats had a week off, they still got the job done by 10 points. So the only thing that I'm seeing is, which I'm going to make in a separate video, is that with Oscar McInerney out, is that going to affect them? And that's what I'm going to be exploring in my next video. But guys, honestly, this is going to be an amazing week leading to the grand final. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it all. You know, who's going to replace Oscar McInerney is going to be interesting for the Lions. But yeah, I think both teams are wanting redemption. And I think this is a classic state of origin bout. I mean, you've got New South Wales, you've got Queensland. This is fantastic. I think this is what the game, you know, needed 100%. And basically, I'm just glad that, even though I'm sad for the Giants, I mean, I'm sad that they went out in straight sets, but I do believe that we've got a very good grand final poised to be. I think Sydney's ones have been great all year, you'd argue, and the Lions have had to do it the hard way with, I think, 0-5 at the beginning of the season, so, or 0-4 I think it was. But yeah, honestly, I think that this is going to be a fantastic grand final. I can't wait. Let's get stuck into it. I'm going to do another video now on the grand final predictions, and we can analyze it a bit further. I'll see you in the next one, guys.